I'm gonna just start walking for a bit till I get to a quieter place, actually, realistically. But, hello everyone. Sun is still beaming, hasn't started setting yet. My name is Jaziel. If you have never met me before, hello, hi. It is 7:10 p.m. right now, currently. Excuse me, I had an acai bowl earlier. Um, but the thing I want to talk about is like, I titled the live "End of Summer" Yap, basically. Um, but it's literally August 31st, guys. August 31st. I put on a little makeup today, so y'all can see. But it's August 31st, so literally it's the end of summer. September, October, November, fall will literally be here tomorrow. And some people count June, July, some people count May, June, July is summer. So some people actually believe that August is the fall already, but after today it will officially be fall. And I'm wearing a long sleeve so y'all can see that the weather is also um, changing up a bit. It's getting a little bit more um, I wouldn't say closer to daylight savings time because the sun is still out for quite a long time, but the the lighting makes it look like my hair is sticking out so much because it's copper. That's so funny. Um, but this is another time where I didn't bring my tripod. Look at the beautiful half moon. Um, but yeah, this area that I live in is pretty interesting. So, um, going on a walk even outside of the park, like not taking a walk at the park, but even that has been um, interesting with school going back in. Because it's the end of summer for them, so it's a lot quieter. More predictable. People are not on vacation as much. So yeah, basically it. I am quite a silly person, and I actually did 2 hours of research today, believe it or not. I was gonna jump on live after that, but I was like, I need to get my thoughts together and give things connection, like room to connect. Hello to everyone in the chat also. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking the live. And the last live, I don't know if it was because I put Black Moon in the title of it or what, because it was technically privated on my uploads. It had the little lock on it for private, and it had reached 90 people though. So I'm like, I don't know if it's the things that I'm saying is attracting people with the algorithm or what. I believe in divine timing, but I also just believe in, consistency being key and that you have to just practice what you want to do before it comes to you. I was reading a quote where someone was talking about how certainty brings results in. And it's like, yes, certainty does, but also going back to what we were talking about with the law of vibration, right to your frequency. What energy do you have? What energy do you emit? What energy is around you? Back into the shade. But primarily, certainty is also with the law of vibration and the law of assumption. If you assume that you'll be successful and you act like you already are there, then your mind has no way to disprove that you are about to have it or you already have it. Look at all those birds flying. And there's the sun. That's neuroscience, though. That is plain, proper neuroscience. Which is what I want people to learn. Like, realistically, if I were to take the time to make educational content for people, right, I would want them to know that their brain controls a lot of their life, but that their body is the key to unlocking certain things, right? There is a thing I learned last year that was pretty cool. Hey, all the hearts and sticky hands. So, this is some funny emojis y'all are doing. Thank you, though. Thank you for liking and engaging. But I say this, I'm pretty sure every live, but I will not really be engaging in the chat as much because I do want the people who end up watching it back or replaying it and they listen to it, I want them to be able to focus and pay attention, especially if they just like put this on in the background. I do that with YouTube a lot, especially lately. It's like I'll put on some YouTube, right, and I'll just like play a game on my on the phone, or I will like just be doing other things like folding laundry, moving things around on my desktop. Not desktop as in computer, but hello Reese. He commented like 5 times. But what's it called? Not a shelf. A dresser. Moving things around on my dresser. Oh my gosh. Look at this uneven gravel like road. That's the only bummer thing I have to deal with while not being at the park, because like clearly I'm dressed to be outside, right? I'm dressed to be in this weather, but also the roads just make things a little bit interesting, and they're not bigger roads, because they're in a neighborhood area, so it's like the cars slow down when they drive, the cars drive really close to the edge, I guess, perimeter. I don't know the technical terms for this stuff, but it's outside. I just saw a water bottle in the grass. But I don't know, it's like this area is so interesting because it's like a lot of stuff you have to pay attention to, even though you're still in a smaller area. So I've met one person that says they like cash, but they don't live here. So it's kind of funny to hear that reply. I'm gonna walk back this way. Sun is in my eyes too much. Excuse-moi. But where am I walking? Just in my neighborhood. But that's crazy. I went from 4 to 1 viewer. Just like the last time I looked at chat, I went from 20 people to 10 people. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't like hello to everyone, but this is the way that they do live streaming or algorithms on social media is so weird. That's why I'm like hesitant to go live, but I just have so many connections and like ideas and things happening right now for me that I'm like, okay, I need to tell people about neuroscience and the power of one person and the universe and the laws of the universe and nature. Like, I have so many things that I'm passionate about that I'm just like, I need to talk to someone, type of vibe. And it's, again, I keep thinking about how people followed me and subscribed to this channel because of poetry, and here I am, and from TikTok, and here I am just going on live and talking about things and being outside and walking. And the other reason why I don't want to be live inside is because I feel like um, either one, someone can track your address, or number two, it'll do that, like, what's it called, like geographical sharing, location sharing. Like, it'll only, I guess, this is in my opinion, this is what I think happens, but I feel like it only gives a signal to the people in your location around you, and maybe a few other people far. My gosh, cicadas. Cicadas were so loud just now, my gosh. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go live a few times a week. Having a schedule would obviously be better for people to be consistent with, but I have lives and videos posted that if you see this, I would appreciate you going back into my catalog, you know, and looking through those if you're interested. I looked at my live, like all of my lives, and 4 of them are age restricted, and the ones that are age restricted get the lowest views. And I'm like, why is that? Because I'm like, I get that social media is mostly kids and teens, if not most of them, it's half of them online. Thank you for the likes again, I appreciate it. But it's like, I don't think content should steer towards children, and if it is and it's not able to be like waved away or wavered in a different direction, like towards more adults instead of kids, I think that platforms should make their content more educational. And I also think that they should do things that involve more, I don't know if interaction is quite the word, but more things that are, I'm gonna go this way. I don't think I've walked this way. It's just so interesting to see what people do with their property too. That's why I like going for walks in the neighborhood. I don't have to go to the park every time, you know? It's quite interesting. But yeah, so I forgot I sometimes, like, I was lives back, and I was just like talking into the phone, but I wasn't like paying attention to the angle, so I look like, sorry, I thought I had a bug bite on me. Some vicious mosquito bites yesterday. Can't be too careful now, you know. But it was just funny the way that the phone was capturing angles of my face. It's just so funny to me. But yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, all these ideas, these thoughts, this what if, possibility, blah blah blah, right? It's like, you know, put more content together that is connecting, and put content together that builds on each other, or builds on the last thing. So I have appreciated these live streams that I have been doing for the last 2 months. It's a bunch of gnats up here. Oh boy. And move around here. But yeah, it's like, I've been writing down things in my journal, making note cards, referencing things, you know, and it's like, wow, you know, it's the end of August. I was writing in my planner this morning, and I'm like, wow, literally the end of August, August 31st. And then I went back a few months, you know, looked through the things, and I saw where I wrote down when I got my certification from this year, and then I wrote down, you know, from when I had moved back here to be closer to family. And it's like, wow, hi. Person wrote hi like 6 times. It's so funny. But it's like, wow, where did the year go? You know, people are like, oh my gosh, it's close to 2026, 2027, and it was 2015. And I'm like, yeah, Absolutely right, yeah. There are a lot of things that have transpired in the last few years. So, which is very interesting. Um, and I don't really know what to say because I'm also in slowing down more and having more awareness and being more compassionate on myself. It's like, what is the goal? What is the end game here? What is it that you're chasing so hard? What is it that you're running after? What is it that you put a measurement out for to hit the target, right? And I find it quite interesting that it's like the more you go after something, the more it seems to have a distance between you and it. So the less you yearn or want or reflect on something in your external reality, the more it gravitates toward you because there's less resistance, and less of a want creates more of an attraction, more of a flow. And I'm also trying to figure out how to tell people that the brain can heal itself. The brain can literally heal itself. And I've been through a program about emotional intelligence and self-emergence. I've been through a lot of research that connects these things. And I was, which I will share tomorrow, or, the next time I'm live, but hopefully tomorrow I will have written things together and found a way to display what I really want to talk about with these, sorry, literally just the sound of a black SUV going quickly by me. It was like, let's pause. Let's survey the environment, right? But, yeah, so certain mental conflicts, right? Sun is really nice right here. But certain mental conflicts or injuries that we have, right? Those are temporary. And when you get into neuroplasticity, when you get into emotional intelligence, when you get into things that expand and stretch your memory, then you will be able to form a new way of thinking and processing your life. And even if you're in the same circumstances, you will create new skills with the new neuroplasticity, with your new neurotransmitters that you have created. And on top of that, if you say affirmations every single day and you eat a good, balanced, energy-fueled diet, you can repair your cells and heal your body parts. Right. And it's so interesting to me because people will be so quick to put others in a state of panic or fear or duress, or go to psychiatric hospitals or rehab centers or detention centers or whatever it is, but they won't get someone a personal trainer. They won't get someone a life coach. They won't, and I'm saying those because obviously this is the practice that I use and I'm certified in those two things. But it's like people will measure the symptoms more than the actual illness, and they'll focus on that until the symptoms go away, and then the illness just creates a new symptom, and someone's like, oh, I don't know how to deal with this, I give up, and they form an addiction, or they do what I had been doing for years and what a lot of people did during the pandemic, but dissociate. A lot of people dissociate. A lot of people make themselves busy. A lot of people become workaholics, become addicts, and are on substances all the time, or they're enmeshed in a relationship and they won't pour anything back into themselves. They'll just pour it out onto the people around them or their community, right? Or they will just mess up their diet. Oh, I need to be on a calorie deficit because this person says I weigh too much, or I look this way or that way or whatever, or they're comparing themselves to other people, and it's all like, oh, what is your target that you're trying to hit on the board. What is it about yourself that you want to change so bad? Like, I know people in real life who are people pleasers, who will legitimately change and try to make everybody like the person. This dog is a little hole to look at people, and it's so cute. But people will literally change every single part of themselves to become different, and it's like, why is that your response? To try to make everybody feel better and make everybody feel happy, and you don't feel that way yourself, right? Is the thing about people viewing love as sacrifice and viewing communication as strenuous, when really in their life they just have to look and see, what is it that I really want to accomplish? Okay, I actually do value the opinion of others, right? But I don't want to put in work that is going to have to take me away from my afternoon habits or my afternoon things that get my mind off of where I was during the day. And then you find your balance. But some people, they're like, I'm already at this frequency, I'm already feeling this vibration, I'm already feeling this way. I already let the criticism in, might as well let it go further. And they completely just go with whatever their environment is telling them to do. If their job tells them to freak out and worry about these deadlines and this rush hour and these sales, then that's what they're going to do until their nervous system is no longer regulated. And then if they go home after work, like I said, and they don't do the time for themselves or even time to de-stress, decompress, and they go home to whatever environment they're in, busy, quiet, solitude, whatever it is, but it really can affect the person is the moral of the story. It can really, confirmation, excuse me, it could really affect someone. Take away from the balance of, and again, like, you have to dedicate your life to being disciplined. You have to dedicate your life to being a better version of yourself. You can't just decide, oh, this is important to me. One day I'm going to dedicate my time and attention to this, and then drop off like a few months later. Again, discipline and consistency are key, but also maintaining that balance, having, maybe some people need a reward system instead of constructive criticism. Maybe some people need words of affirmation instead of the physical touch. And some people need the physical touch instead of the words of affirmation. Some people need both. It's really, again, it's up to the person, but if they don't take the time to navigate what they're going through, then it doesn't even matter after a while. They have to find a way to balance out their beliefs and how they move in this world. Because also, if you have beliefs that don't match to what you are portraying, then people are going to look at you as you're fake. Or they're going to, again, if you're trying to please or people please everyone and you're nothing to yourself, or you're a hypocrite to yourself, then you're still not living a life that you enjoy, that is going to be fruitful, or that will raise your vibration, right? So it's about the complexity of life, but also it's about the attitude of reflecting on your habits, reflecting on how centered or not centered you are. And then having fun, playing, right? Don't be some rigid, cold, closed off person just because you want to be disciplined and live a better life, right? And again, I'm going to be like sharing this tomorrow, but my studies were sharing how people who have schizophrenia and manic bipolar disorder, they have lower levels of certain things in their brain that knock the neurotransmitters off, and they don't send signals to certain parts of their brain. For example, dopamine. I'm gonna do the breakdown of everything tomorrow, but dopamine, that's really important for a lot of things. Glutamine, glutamate, GABA, right? These are all very important things, even if it's not a protein, fat, or a water or a blood cell. They're still important parts of what you need to grow and function mentally. Social and emotional struggles and pains are just as valid as physical and mental challenges or pains, right? We don't view them the same, we don't value them the same, we don't treat them the same, but we should as a society, as a collective. And we should also have more fun. We should also be able to play and interact and engage with others, but also at the end of the day, just know, like, hey, that was fine. Will I do it again? No, I don't want to do it tomorrow. So let me just relax and have fun. Not let me binge watch a series online or look into things that are more like murder mysteries for hours, or sorry, that person just stared at me in their truck. It's weird. Or like, I don't know. Person just threw me off because they're literally staring at me. And I'm gonna wrap up this live on that matter, on that point right there, on that point. But it's the thing about having a balance of everything. You as a human being require so much time, attention, and energy, so you need to be giving that to yourself. And when you don't give it to yourself, it shows up. And even though we are a society that doesn't value a completely balanced and centered person, holistic health, teachers, psychologists are important people who look at the bigger picture, who look at the society, who look at the person inside and out. What's affecting them physically as well as emotionally, right? And you work out the in-betweens, you work out the details. Which is what I hope to do with everyone, but I also know that there's a connection with our fascia, with our memory, and our emotional body. So there are ways to intermingle, right, biomechanics, personal training, life coaching, holistic health, human psychology, and also social behaviors, right? I don't know what type of occupation I would go in for all those things, but I'm a little dragonfly. But I'm sharing this because it's like, I want to be able to listen back and get all these things together. But, okay, let me walk away from this dog's barking. But I also want to bring people together who care about these topics, who care about these issues, who don't look at these things like they're taboo, or, oh, this is what the doctor said and just run with it. I want to attract genuine people who are like, okay, I see this differently, even though the people I talk to don't. I'm going to find the answers. And then they find the answers, but they're by themselves. That's what I want to speak to. I want to speak to people who have similar experiences and similar interests. And there are a lot more birds on that line after I've been talking for a few minutes. How interesting. But yeah, I think that a lot of things that are maybe difficult or heavier or denser topics I find interesting, just like with the occult and spiritual things. Like, those are heavier, denser topics that some things don't even have a physical explanation for. But people have those same shared experiences or feelings within themselves as intuitive nudges, and there you go. You found their group of people. So, again, I'm going to cut this short now. I'm going to go inside and stop getting darn mosquito bites on my legs. Oh my gosh. But I hope you heard something insightful, amusing, and entertaining, potentially even, right? But I hope you guys got something out of this live. More things on the way, more creativity. But yeah, before the sun sets, I'm gonna head back inside. But much love to you all. If you take a little bit of what I've said, great. If you take half of what I said, great. If you take 80% of what I said, great. If you take everything I said, took notes, rewatched the video, all of that, I appreciate you. But no matter how much you use, if you use even a little bit of it and look into it for yourself, it will take you far. And much love to you all. Peace.